It is I, your main man, Anderwood, and today I'm going to be talking about the often requested, largely commented upon video about modules. Now, I had a whole bunch of modules here before me. Yay! Yeah, you just saw them all. But if that was too fast for you, I'll go through them slowly. Classic Dungeon Crawl Hell Gatekeep for the Forgotten Realms, AD&D 2nd edition. AD&D 3rd edition, Forgotten Realms, Sons of Gruge. That's how you pronounce it, Gruge. It's for like 4th level characters, I think. You have some Castle Crusades, Troll Lord games, whatever that is. It was free. As was this. It says it's Pathfinder compatible, no Geo. I don't know who put it out. I'm not going to bother to read it. An Age of Cthulhu with Cthulhu in South America. Top. The Ziggurat. I actually quite like that artwork there. Although I don't like games in Cthulhu. Horrors from Yugoth. That's better than looking at it. Yugoth. Or as we know it, Pluto. Here's one for Savage Worlds. I think there's 4 modules in here. Sunder Skies. Compendium 1. Ba-ba-bum. And over here, Awakening. Dabbler, Mexico. Now, why do I have these modules? I fucking know. I haven't run any of them. I'm not going to run any of them. No, I mean, I do know for some reasons. Forgotten Realms ones I bought for bits of information in them. I would never run a dungeon crawl. But I might have use for a map of Hell Gatekeep. And that's quite a nice one, actually. So I only paid, this is like in brand new condition, I paid 99 cents for it. That's okay for me for just pretty much the cover. I mean, there might be an NPC in here or something if I ever bother to read it, which I probably won't. That would be of interest to me. Who knows? Also, alternatively, something that can keep sitting there forever until somebody has some interest to run it, or my son's a little older and hopefully gets interested in role-playing games. I think overall, there's 2 kinds of modules: the ones that suck and the ones that completely suck balls. Now, this, I never played this, I never run it. I've heard it's utterly horrible. A lot of things that don't even make sense in here, apparently. And White Wolf games, particularly the early on stuff, is horrendously edited. So, that being the case, I've heard it was really bad. I think Blandium told me it's really bad on here, although other people have over the years as well. It's quite old. Overall, the absolute best reason for modules to exist is to teach someone who has never run a game before how to run a game. You will usually not achieve a good or brilliant game with a module. You may achieve a moderate level game with a module. Modules are vastly better than the Game Master. If you play with that guy, that's a jack to you. Of course, I play that guy much times, and that guy just has a bunch of different faces. But he seems to move around a goddamn lot, because there's a lot of them that just think you can just show up, barely damn read a book, you go show up and run a game. No, son. And that's a jack to everyone playing. So, don't be jacking people, is what I'm trying to say. I would rather, hands down, play a linear-ass module than the most sandboxy world you can imagine. Because ain't nothing more sandboxy than you ain't prepared shit for your world. And, well, it looks like this. Really? You just spent 3 seconds drawing the map of your world, dude. Right in front of me. 3 lines on a map. Alright, this is going to be terrible, isn't it? And I see you making up everything on the fly. On the fly, Game Master. That's a jack. I'm going to have to do a rant about on the fly Game Master. God damn it, pisses me off. Now, modules do give you a valuable lesson to teach you. The last time I ran a module was 11 years ago, maybe? 12, 11, something like that. It was a module for Vampire the Masquerade, and basically to establish, to really give myself a good understanding of running the game. I'd run a little bit before, but I ran a very long campaign. I started off with a module, and the Vampire modules are not that railroady. They're not that linear. They give you multiple options, but still more options in the vein of a choose-your-own-adventure book. You can do 1 of 5 things here, 1 of 5 things here. They keep kind of combining back, so a lot of them kind of go to the same place, But it gives you more illusion of freedom than, all right, well, there's another room in front of us. Well, we've gone through all the rooms behind us, so I guess we'll go to the room in front of us. What do? We check for fucking traps, because we're playing a module, son, and we know there's some motherfucking traps up in here. And, you know, a lot of those old Gaxian dungeon crawls were just the steamy, sloppy nuts. It's like, room A, an owl bear. Room B, some orcs. Like, wait a minute, there's like not even a doorway here, dude. Why didn't the owl bear just want in there and eat the orcs? And there's zombies in the next room. The zombies will clearly eat them fucking orcs. You know, and then that digester's over there in another room trying to fuck the acid-born shark, like, and it's skeeting out of his fucking head. Oh, no, wait, that's acid. Sorry. Apologize to my younger viewers. Then again, fuck your parents letting you watch me. That's a jack to all of you, I suppose. The problem with modules is often that. The credibility, the believability, the fact, not only that it's linear, however, again, they do teach you the game. The first time you're going to run a vampire game, the first time you're going to run a Dungeons & Dragons game, the first time you're going to run Call of Cthulhu, using a module is not the worst thing you can do. Again, don't expect to hit a home run when running a module. However, you know, C can still be a passable grade. You can still have fun with a C. You know, that even C minus. You know, you can still have a good time with a D plus. Now, again, modules very rarely are going to produce that A game, and the big problem is there's going to be a disconnect. You didn't write this shit. You didn't make any of it up. None of it. It's not your set. It's not your scenery. It's not your mood. They're not your NPCs. They're not. You can try to make them your own. You can try to take them, but they didn't come from here. And when something comes from here, man, it's yours. You know, you have that tie back to it. There's no dispute upon it. It's not, oh, well, he did it this way. No. So, fuck him. It's all from your mind. People talk about, oh, I don't have time to prepare for my game. I'm going to have to go and get me a module. Well, you bought the module, and I have to read it 4 times. And read it right for the game sessions. Make sure you're real crisp and fresh on the ideas. It takes time, man. Selecting it, buying it, reading it. Just wait a longer period of time before you run your games. Make your own shit up. Outside of a learning tool, I think modules are generally a bad idea. Because, you know, you're going to get in that position where a lot of modules have really bad things in them. First of all, so many of them are completely stock. And part of the reason is a lot of them are written by the absolute bottom-end people in the RPG community. Some of them, you know, aren't. Some of them are written by people trying to get up that are good. Some of them are written by people you probably would like to game with. Some of them aren't. Some of them are written by some sloppy-ass ball gamers, and you're looking at them like, wait, what? You have to be kidding me. This shit is stagnant, stock, and booty. I'm not trying to put that on my players. But you have to, because it all kind of lines up. Once you start yanking stuff out of a module, good luck with that. You know, there are also other real big problems, because you have to jack players sometimes. Okay, let's say I'm going to talk about an Everon module that my group played in 2 years ago, I guess. And me and my man Nugulus are playing in this module, and we're going along the deal. There's 2 other jabronis playing, but me and Nugs were pursuing a carriage, and we were able to get onto it. And we were able to get onto this carriage being pulled by this chick who's serving a vampire, and the vampires are getting away, and she's trying to cover for him. And we lit her ass up. Boom, done, sorted out, she's dead. Game Master fucking furious. We're supposed to kill her. Fucking no, we're not supposed to kill her. We don't. I mean, you know, we could have sold or whatever, and he's like, oh, well, you know, you fucked the module up. You know, she's supposed to come back and stuff. I'm like, dude, how will we know that? But you know, at the same time, we do jack your players out of some fun. You jack your players out of their win. When you get a win, you got to get the players a win. For me, when I'm running a complicated game, if I need an NPC, but you just straight up killed him, I'm not going to deny you that. I'll give you the NPC. I'll just make some more shit up here. I'll fix it. I'll come up with some other, you know, step down the road. That's fine. You know, I will never jack somebody on their fun. I will never take somebody's wins from them. You know, I will job my PCs. I will beat them. I will expect you to sell for me. But at the same time, I got to give you your wins. When you earn it, you earn it. And if it gets taken away from you, that's a jack. Now, you don't want to have that in a module, because I guess the module ended. It seemed fine to me, but I guess a bunch of other stuff was supposed to happen. It's hard as fuck anyway. I don't know that we needed another NPC there wherever she's supposed to be fit in, but you know, that happens. And I hear that story from people over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, the players fucked my module. The players fucked my module up. Well, modules are written for fighters and rogues in D&D. That's who they're written for. They're never written for clerics. They're never written for mages, ever. Because what magic are a whole huge list of answers that the guy writing the module is not thinking about. And, once you hit that fly spell, or even goddamn spider climb, it's like, oh, well, I didn't think you could just do it that way. Haha! Fuck you, Acid-born Shark. We have surpassed you with the spider climb spell. And it's quite easy. You got that murder mystery, and the clerk's over there like, oh, I got this scroll of speak to dead. Yeah, just go and do that now. And they're like, oh, Well, I guess this module's over. That's some bitch was quicker than mom. So that's really important to understand and take into account that when you are running modules, you're not coming up with your own material. You are relying on someone else's ideas. You don't have that full understanding, so you're going to come into those situations where you're forced to do puzzles. For example, another thing I never on game got to a point, it was a puzzle. We couldn't figure it out. I hate puzzles. The module style puzzle game, I hate them. I find them a complete waste of time. I hate traps. I hate puzzles. I hate riddles even more. God damn, I hate riddles. Fucking hate them in games. Just hate them. Because if your character legitimately, like, let's say for example you playing a stupid character, well, brother, you ain't gonna come up with a damn answer. You just, and if the person playing a smart character is like, well, I can't figure this one out. Because sometimes it's ridiculous what the answer is. And you're like, are you kidding me? That's the answer? No, son. I'm not even fit to abide that as an answer. It's not my custom to accept that. So, they put a lot of ridiculous things. And we're just grinding into a hole. It's like, you must figure this out. Dude, we just been here for 45 minutes. We ain't figuring it out. Guess we're done with this game. So I have a very, very limited view of modules. Again, I would way rather play a module than some unprepared bullshit that is not going to be good. You can, like I said, you can get a C effort out of a module. There are a few modules out there, however, that are very good. I ran Walking Dead or Night of the Walking Dead or something like that for the AD&D second edition Ravenloft line. Very, very good. This first edition adventure, I ran it like 4 times. Hell, I could do a passable job running it right now. I remember it well. I've read the module a whole bunch of times, and it's out in the Islands of Terra and Suburbia, and you have a lot of cool things to work with, ghouls and zombies and so forth. And the first scene starts off with this, this zombie under, and you have the townsfolk coming in all fucking dreary and morbid. It's really kind of like a Cajun country in the Wizard. And you got this. I had the wooden table on here, right? I'm like, you're maybe I've got some long ass talents to do a D4 damage, and I'm just scraping on the bottom of the table, because the zombies in there, just scraping. I got the Glendisk Black Oreo on, I got the lights off. I may have even had a black light or a strobe on or something, and just scratching under the table. And boom, I got them. It's very horrifying. They're some of them are freaking out in fear. I ran the module 4 times, and when you play the module, if you go zombie graveyard, go over the graveyard, you know the description of this old part of the graveyard. Zombie graveyard, old part of the graveyard. We're going to the old part of the graveyard. Well, problem. Module gives you magic items that can be used to kill that thing in the crypt. And it also gives you experience, which can be used to kill that thing in the crypt. But when you're running it there, which should be like 3rd level, everyone should have a few magic items. So you get those magic items, you get those experience points, you go and you finally deal with the Juju zombie. However, when you're 1st level and you just go running in there, you get your ass sorted out. And I think one of the 6 players, one of them was like, oh, and he ran off. He got out of there. But otherwise, they all got killed. I think they had 1 magic item on them, and they got their asses sorted out because they're not supposed to be able to go there. That's what I said. It's all in steps, and you can't just be like, oh, well, nothing's there. Really? We came back and now everything's there? No. It's destroyed. You just gotta go, well, alright, let's see how this rocks and rolls. So modules can put you in that position where, you really have that big overpowering situation. So overall, what I'm going to say about modules, great tool for learning, decent tool for grabbing and stealing ideas from. Often the module ideas are very stock and very stagnant, so they can be kind of questionable. Also ran one Ravenloft module called Light in the Belfry, I think it was. And it had the CD, you played it in the background, and it had this narrator that read all the descriptive box text and made special sounds when a player got pieces of this mirror of the necromancer. It was great. And if you're watching a video on best character death, that character death occurred in that module. I think the module was for like 9th to 12th level, or 9th to 11th level, or 8th to 11th level, something like that. Fairly high up there. and there's an AD&D second edition module. It's quite good. I do recommend that one. The players really enjoy the dramatic text box reading and the other sound effects and everything that was incorporated in there. And overall, it's interesting, because it wasn't a dungeon crawl. It was just, you walk around a house and there's all these horrible things in this wizard necromancer's house. So, you had to deal with them. And that was kind of cool. And you can use them as teaching tools, and something that I would recommend for someone who is just getting into the hobby, trying to run your first game, run a module. You're going to draw from it. You're going to learn things you liked, things you didn't like, because a module often will give you a whole bunch of different things, because they're trying to cover all the bases. But as a gamer, you can look at them and go, okay, I really don't like traps, or I really didn't like this kind of interaction between the kindred and this vampire module, or I didn't really like how they did this cult. I thought maybe I should make them more insidious, more sinister. So all those are really good things to take into account when running a module.